आपने जो स्किल की बात की, even then you see that your same skill sets, everything same, but a guy getting paid more.
Yes.
You seen it?
Yes. It's real. In the next 5 years, there will be no head of marketing or CMO who does not make content.
है ना?
Should not be. Like if I look at, I don't know, 100 CMOs around me, I'm sure a very small marketing में तो फिर भी there are a lot of women, right? If I look at other fields, I'm sure percentage of women would be lower. Why is it happening?
Education wise they're getting there, but again when I see in the C-suite,
Yes.
CFOs,
Yes.
CTOs, again men.
नहीं है.
कहाँ मतलब पढ़ रही है लड़कियाँ तो बन क्यों नहीं रही है?
I hate asking for things because for the longest time I kept saying if I deserve it they should just give it to me. Right? और ये समझने में बहुत टाइम लगा कि ऐसे तो कोई कुछ नहीं देता है. India has really changed the way they are raising their daughters. Education, financial independence. I don't think they've changed the way they're raising their sons.
I work for a company which is now going to become a unicorn soon. आप बिलीव नहीं करोगे उसके वॉशरूम्स में बेसिक चीज़ें, tampons, sanitary napkins was not there. 50% of the revenue of that startup comes through women. In corporate, have you gone through something like this where, and you're being like, what? There's an imposter syndrome that kicks in. So how did you deal with this?
That's $1 million question.
Hi Smallies and welcome back to the next episode. आज का episode बहुत special है मेरे लिए because I'm getting my first boss on this platform. A little bit about her. Her name is Sneha Beriwal and she has been the marketing powerhouse with over 17 years of experience across brands like Nestle, Dabur and Aditya Birla Group. As global CMO of Vadam India, she led iconic campaigns partnering with Bira 91 and Get Away and securing brand spots at the Oscars and on Emily in Paris. Known for her bold storytelling and digital first playbook, she has a lot of tricks and shades of how marketing is to be done right. But this episode is special for me because we're not talking about all the marketing gyan and tricks and trades she has, but talking about how she has thrived being a working professional, a working woman in this journey. So stay tuned and see how this goes. Welcome to the Small Girl channel.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
I'm very
much.
excited.
I am very nervous. I'm extremely nervous because this time, for a lot of people who don't know this, she has been my first boss. She's been my mentor for so many years. It just feels very intimidating sitting next
See,
to
you're
you. And
painting a picture of me being a very sadu boss.
no. You've been an amazing boss, and I think my passion and love for marketing grew after I worked with you.
Thank you so
And
much.
you remember what you told me when I was interning with you, and I told you had asked me क्या करते हो आजकल. मैंने बोला मैं modeling कर रही हूँ, मैं acting कर रही हूँ. Don't leave it. Do you remember you told me
Yeah.
content is going to be the next big thing?
Yes.
You told me, and that I was, why is she telling me she'll run such a big brand? She's in such a big position. She's telling me that तुम content में जाओ, घर पे मेरी मम्मी तो कुछ और
Look at
बोलती.
today, I genuinely
I wish I
feel
would have taken that seriously.
in the next 5 years, there will be no head of marketing or CMO who does not make content.
है ना?
Should not be.
This Tanmay Bhatt had also, when he came on this Nitin Kamat's podcast,
Exactly.
he said that.
Yeah.
He's like, I personally feel that the CMOs now make them make content.
Yeah. Because I think that's the only way you really get what's working, what's not
Yeah.
working. You also understand the process so much.
So कंसल्टिंग का आप टॉपिक निकाल रहे थे एंड दैट्स व्हेन आई रियलाइज दिस कि एक फनल होता है राइट. सो मैनेजर लेवल्स क्या होती है? यू हैव योर एसोसिएट्स, देन यू हैव योर मैनेजर्स एंड देन योर प्रिंसिपल एंड
Directors
पार्टनर्स
and
व्हाटएवर.
partners,
ये
yeah.
एग्जैक्टली. तो जब हम एंटर हो रहे थे तभी मैं देख रही थी यार 50-50 ऑलमोस्ट रेशियो था बिटवीन मेन एंड वुमेन इन लाइक कंसल्टिंग एसोसिएट लेवल पे. बट एज इन व्हेन पोजीशंस ऊपर जाते रहे, I saw that ratio really getting fucked up. Like it was really bad. And मैंने इस पर थोड़ा रिसर्च किया तो एक मैकेंजी की रिपोर्ट भी निकली है जहाँ पे they are stating this concept as the broken rung, which basically states that कि initial जो, अगर आप एक लैडर समझो राइट, देयर लैडर है, प्रमोशन की लैडर है, तो वो बोल रही की कोशिश करे कि जो नीचे के जो स्टेप्स है ना वहीं पे वी सी अ लॉट ऑफ वुमेन गेटिंग आउट, मतलब है नहीं, वो चढ़ नहीं रही है वो लैडर. व्हाई डू यू थिंक दिस इज हैपनिंग? हैव यू एक्सपीरियंस्ड इट? योर
Yeah, देखो, I mean, these are facts. This is data, so can't really deny it. Um, have I seen it? Yeah, I think I've also been very lucky because the kind of organizations I've been in, Nestle, Aditya Birla, right? I mean, they're very pro women. They really go out of their way to ensure that women kind of get the right opportunities, get the right support, etc., etc. But overall, hey, this is a fact. Like if I look at, I don't know, 100 CMOs around me, I'm sure a very small marketing mein to fir bhi there are a lot of women, right? If I look at other fields, I'm sure percentage of women would be lower. Um, why is it happening? So I have 2-3 views on this, and again, this is very outside in view. One I feel is in India and in a lot of world parts, the caregiver responsibility sits with the woman.
still,
Yes. Right?
isn't that like, that's another thing that I was reading, that caregiver, this emotional work, that's
The mental load.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also the caregiver, right? Like if tomorrow, if there are kids in the family or if there are old senior citizens in the family, they need care. The person more likely to take up that job is the woman, right? India also has the added problem of marriages and in-laws not allowing or not wanting their daughter-in-laws to work, right? So globally there is the caregiver responsibility that women need to take up. इंडिया में वो एक और लेयर है ऑफ फैमिली, इन लॉज, शादी हो गई, काम मत करो, एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा, एंड हेंस अ लॉट ऑफ women end up either dropping out of the workforce or taking up अच्छा family business join कर लिया, something like that, right? Is it changing? Yes. Is it changing fast enough? I don't think so. Like if you look at so I think in education there is now a lot more equality for women, right? People send, like even girls are studying, they're doing their graduations and post graduation. So I think at least on an education level we've solved it to a great extent. When it comes to work, I don't think we have solved it to the great extent. Women still have to end up fighting a lot internally and externally to stay at work and to like go the long mile. That's the fact.
Yeah, but education, maybe there was this other thing that I was reading and really surprised me, that we're seeing in technical roles, in financial roles, the number of CAs, right, etc. Women are at par, right?
Yes.
Education wise, they're getting there. But again, when I see in the C-suite,
Yes.
CFOs,
Yes.
CTOs, again men.
नहीं है,
कहाँ मतलब पढ़ रही है लड़कियाँ तो बन क्यों नहीं रही है?
यही हो रहा है ना, या तो marriage is making them drop out, kids are making them drop out, or family care is making them drop out. Or it's not even sometimes drop out, it's just slowing down. So that listen, I know if I take up the CFO position, it's going to be very demanding. I'm happy being head of XYZ
Whatever, yeah.
where I am, right? And in that fear, a lot of women don't even put up their hands to ask for that job.
That makes them less ambitious then.
I think it makes them more aware of their responsibilities and their need to balance things. Yes, if you only see it professionally, it sounds less ambitious.
Less ambitious.
But what is the definition of ambition? It's not just a designation, right? It's also,
Very well said.
I think it's a combination of all the roles that you want to play in your life, right? I feel as long as that choice is being made consciously and happily, it should be fine. I don't see the problem is women then also get judged for being less ambitious, like as if enough judgment nahi hai that you also judge them for being less ambitious.
Less ambitious.
I feel as long as it's their choice, it's good. Of course, if they're being forced to make those choices, I think then they should definitely speak up and figure out how can they do this and that.
So, but मेरे को ये है कि there are two places that this is coming through, and the environment की वजह से she's becoming like that. पहली चीज़ है your home, the other चीज़ is your workplace. Home में आपने जो बोला, that entire thing of the emotional work, right? there was again a quote that I was reading which said that if you define the work at home as a work and distribute it basis the skill sets between the partners, then the woman can also take up the skill set that she's good at outside the home today as well. But
पर ये होता नहीं है,
ये हो नहीं रहा है.
ये होता नहीं है.
Like even in my household, both my parents are educated, both my parents are working, but still it's an implicit thing that अगर maid नहीं आई है तो mom को पकड़ना पड़ेगा सब कुछ. ये implicitly women को stop करना चाहिए या what do you think is the solution in the home that a woman should take care, like how should she create that boundaries or teach her children the division?
या देखो बहुत मुश्किल है. Should people do it? Yes. I think everybody will have their own way, because this will also lead to a lot of conflict. So you also have to figure out how much conflict are you willing to live with. I would have ideally liked everything to be 50-50, right? But the process of getting to that 50-50 in my head only sounds so taxing. I might as well do 70 and get done with it. But I feel so I heard this, I think, on a podcast, or I read it somewhere, that India has really changed the way they are raising their daughters. Education, financial independence. I don't think they've changed the way they're raising their sons, right?
Wow.
Sons are still, no son is being told as a kid that you have to do this, right? Like this is your responsibility. Their responsibilities are still taught as being the breadwinner, doing good in career, etc., etc., right? I think that wave will come next. I think when the women of today become mothers, they will raise very different kind of sons than the kind of sons that we are seeing today. But I think it's also because the generation before didn't know this. They didn't see this happening, and hence they were not able to prepare the other gender for it. But this generation is seeing it. I think they will. They will. When I see, like today, the way my friends are raising their sons and daughters are equal.
That are equal.
Right? So I think give it another maybe couple of decades, and I think this problem
might just go away.
It should go away.
So again, like I know I've done it.
But we are caught in that in between. The girls have kind of become empowered, but the men have kind of not really changed a lot. They're also changing, but it's slower. Like I said, the speed matters. I think this change has happened much faster, and the other change is happening slightly slower.
And I think this point, what you said, is really adding to this McKinsey ka report, so that they said that 10 years all lagenge for this to get.
Yes. I mean, 10 mein ho jaye to I'd be very happy.
Yeah.
McKinsey is more optimistic, but
worldwide report थी शायद, India specific नहीं थी.
Correct. तो थोड़ा time लगेगा, but हो रहा है. Like today, if you work with me at Aditya Birla, right? I mean, they are a great workplace for women, right? I mean, even for example, when we were together in the Birla office, right? Later on, I joined the Pantaloons team, and I joined the Aditya Birla Health Insurance team. Just the sheer number of women leaders, women in senior position was very, very high. And that's because that whole ecosystem is enabling it, right? They're giving women more it's not about giving women. I mean, women are anyways, I personally believe they're smarter, but biased me. But when the opportunities, when they're taking up the opportunities, let me put it this way, they are actually creating more enablers than disablers.
Why do you say so?
So, for example, they're saying, ki, theek hai, you need flexible hours, take it. Rather than saying, no, this is what you need to do, right? So, they're actually not trying to make men and women compete. They're actually trying to say that, okay, this is how you want to work, you work like this. This is how you want to work, you work like this.
And we'll just provide a better environment for you to foster better working.
Absolutely.
So, you worked with like MNCs, like you said, and then you joined as the global CMO for Vadham, right? And I mean, that was amazing. I was super impressed. Just FYI, I mean, I saw your
Thank you
Emily
so much.
in Paris, the collab that you all did. Wow. I mean, I think it's one of the few Indian brands.
Then yes,
who've been on such a big platform. Then I was even more like very much interested in that Coffee with Karan collab as well, which you guys did with Badam being in the hamper, with Oscar's hampers also. I mean, that's another topic, and I would love to know the tricks. But you worked in MNCs and startups. Did you ever see approach towards women differently, because I also worked at consulting at a big company and at a startup, and I'm not even kidding. I work for a company which is now going to become a unicorn soon. आप बिलीव नहीं करोगे उसके वॉशरूम्स में बेसिक चीज़ें, tampon, sanitary napkins was not there. 50% of the revenue of that startup comes through women consumers, right? And then also you can't take care of the women employees inside your company. How can you not be this is a small mindful thing, that if you're calling women to work at a workplace, isn't this very essential? Like, how are you making them a place more gender equal for them, right? What was your take on this, like MNCs versus startups, roles in MNCs versus startups?
See, I think it's got to do with the stage at which your company is, right?
Alright.
I think MNCs have overcome the basic survival stage, right? So they also have a little bit more perspective and bandwidth to get into. See, it's like the hierarchy pyramid, right? वो आप रोटी कपड़ा से ऊपर उठोगे तो ही आप बाकी चीज़ें लाइफ में कर पाओगे. तो मुझे लगता है large, not just MNCs, large organizations, right? They may not be multinational, but large organizations, because of the advantage of their size, have more elbow room to take care of things which are higher in the hierarchy pyramid. Startup, depending on what stage they are at, I mean, if you're struggling to kind of find a PMF, hit the next revenue benchmark, do the next fundraise, I think when you're in survival mode, good to do things take a backseat.
Having sanitary napkins in washroom is good to do. ये basic नहीं है, मतलब यही अगर
नहीं, ये basic नहीं है. And I don't think these organizations go out of their way to make a women's washroom less
फूसबॉल हो सकता है कैफेटेरिया में, PS वॉल हो सकता है जहाँ पे लड़के बैठ के वही देख प्रिडोमिनेटली वही खेले ना PSP, उनके वेलनेस के लिए सोच सकते हैं वो लोग.
Then maybe yes. But I would actually assume कि they're not doing anything for anybody, rather than saying कि हम बाकी सब के लिए करेंगे, सिर्फ women के लिए नहीं कर सकते. हाँ, if they're doing that, see, then it also depends on who the founding team is. Is there a woman there? Is somebody even thinking like that? Right? Like, it's, for example, I should be doing 100 things, but कोई मुझे बताएगा नहीं तो मैं नहीं कर सकती हूँ. So sometimes it's not intent. So probably then having women in your founding teams or early teams or senior teams is important, because otherwise you never understand that perspective.
Founding team से याद आया, and this has happened with me, okay? And I've met this founder in Bangalore, and he's told me on my face कि अरे कोई इंसान give me someone in this space, right? And I was like, cool, I'll send you. अच्छा लड़की मत देना. I was like, what do you mean? I'll send you profiles which are best for your role. He's like, अरे यार बहुत झंझट होता है, हम रात भर काम करते हैं तो वो तकलीफ हो जाती है and all that. I was like, what are these mindsets?
ठीक है यार, I think they are missing out on great talent, so their loss. I mean, we can only send our condolences to them and just say ठीक है, deal with the suboptimal talent that you get. Because see, I mean, I've also realized you can't change everybody, right? You can just choose to. Should you have called it out? Yes. Right? But by you calling it out, will that person change his entire 25-30 years of upbringing and thought process? No. So you do what you feel is correct, and they will do what they feel is correct. But I'm sure there is, it's not coming to me right now, I'm sure there is stat which says that companies with more women employees in senior positions, there's actually a report, right?
Yeah, there is a report.
They actually end up performing better. Right?
There is a report that they are more profitable. They are 5 to 6% more profitable when a woman is in the senior position.
Correct, right? So I think if they've not read that memo and they're happy to miss out on that, it should be fine.
It should be.
See, there are more than enough good places where a woman employee will be recognized, cherished, valued. Let's focus on those.
ठीक है, I think इसी comment से मुझे एक चीज़ याद आया that there's this thing, right? Subtle ways of this word called microaggressions, which basically means that there's subtle ways of unspoken
Gender discrimination.
gender discrimination or race discrimination, but we are speaking on gender today. So it's sometimes it's even unconscious, like it's like you don't even like consciously say it out. Just say example is like women drivers, like अरे if I'm just saying it out कि आप गाड़ी में बैठ रहे हो और अगर एक लड़की अरे सीट बेल्ट डाल लो, you've just assumed that she's going to be a bad driver.
Yeah.
In corporate, have you gone through something like this where and you were being like, what?
Yes, of course. I mean, we live in the world that we live in, so of course I have. I think one very common one, and I think it pisses me off the most, right, is when you sit down to have lunch, everybody opens their tiffin box, and somebody will say, "Oh, did you make that?" And I feel like I've actually asked them, "Did you make your tiffin?" Right? If no, then why are you assuming that I made mine, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe I did, maybe I didn't, right? But that's not a great question to ask me. And I've seen this many times. Across organizations, across life stage, across the seniority of role that I was in. It's a very people love asking this question, right? Or like, oh, do you go home and make dinner? Do you go home and make dinner? If no, then why are you asking me this, right? So I think that's one, and it pisses me off like nothing else. Travel, I think. People will always say, oh, it's a 2-day trip, will you be able to make it? So right, a lot of times you get called, kind of indirectly get asked for traveling. What else? Yeah, I mean, if you're in FMCG and you do your sales marketing visits, right? Like I have had distributors and retailers not even look at me, even though I'm the one visiting from the head office, and I have my sales colleagues with me. But they'll just talk to, like, if I ask a question, they reply back to them. They don't reply back to me. This has happened many times.
Damn.
Where I'm saying कि अच्छे इसका भी कितना ये चल रहा है कि नहीं, ये offer is doing well or not. They'll just look at my sales colleague and answer, and then this guy's I'm like, yeah, I heard it.
It's okay. I got the answer.
But I think वो तो बहुत common है.
वो तो बहुत
common है. Well, I haven't done sales visits in a while now, but till the time I did it, they were very, very common.
How do you deal with all this? Like, because see, these are smaller events, right? But when you see your span in your career or your time in an organization, these might turn out to be a macro thing that impacts your self confidence. Because कल को आप उठ के कहीं जाते हो तो in your head you're like,
वो तो मुझसे मेरा सुनने वाला नहीं है.
Are they going to take me seriously? There's an imposter syndrome that kicks in. So how did you deal with this?
That's $1 million question. Yeah, it's not easy, right? I think you need to have a lot of faith in yourself, because when nobody else is telling you you're good enough, you have to tell yourself that you're brilliant, right? Sometimes it's also overconfidence, but it's okay, right? As long as you use that wisely and smartly. So I think that is one. Surround yourself with people who are your cheerleaders, right? So it's very important to have either your family, friends, even colleagues, right? Sometimes you end up meeting great colleagues who will never make you feel कि अरे आपसे नहीं होगा, रहने दो. So I think that is very important. And thoda sa to you just have to develop a little bit of thick skin.
But ये thick skin के चक्कर में, like I have seen, and again, like this is coming from a lot of places where women today have become, women were known to have, say, intuition, humility, empathy. With whatever skill sets they have, these are the 3 powers that they used to have. But today when I meet my managers or women in the business field, they've become very stern. They have become, they talk, I don't want to use this word, they talk the man words. Their body language is also not very like feminine. Do you see that too, or this observation where, and why are women becoming like that? Like, I don't want to say that, but losing their femininity somewhere. And
yes,
is it
like
a good
I
or bad
said,
thing?
The good bad तो नहीं पता, ठीक है? It's a survivalist's world. Some of these are also coping mechanisms. And like I said initially, right? Sometimes just getting it out of the way makes the process faster, right? If you kind of on that day one establish that you can't bullshit with me, less people are likely to bullshit with you, right?
Yeah.
Versus if you come across as people's
Pleaser.
not pleaser, what I meant to say, how they think women should be,
Hmm.
right? Then they will treat you the way they think they should treat women, right? But if
Wow.
you don't come across as how they think women should be, then they are always on the like kya karu kya nahi karu, right? So it keeps
Yeah.
them also a little bit
On the toe.
on the toes, which is not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
So I actually feel that this is more harming for women because you're actually not being who you are. You're being forced to be somebody
Someone
else. So it's tougher on them.
Yeah.
But यार मतलब women are tough creatures, right? They can take a lot of it.
But there's this thing of grapevine in corporate. For people who don't know grapevine is basically the informal network
Channels,
that you
हाँ.
create, right? जो आप बोलते हैं friendships in workplace. In my personal experience, I've seen that men in their have built stronger grapevine networks than women in workplace. Like, I don't know, is it because of just sheer volume of men, or they get these game nights, basketball, cricket, they can bond over maybe drinks. I don't know what is the thing, right? What do you feel about that? Do you think that's the truth?
Now that you've said it, I think it's true. देखो मुझे ये भी लगता है ना, women because they are wearing so many hats,
हाँ.
they kind of work with a checklist. Like my husband always tells me, तुम्हारा checklist ही चलता रहता है, right? Because है, like I'll always have list of things that I need to get done, right? Work, home, my personal things, etc., etc., right? So, and I also feel then by virtue of that you end up, for lack of a better word, wasting less time. और थोड़ा तो यार because मेरे साथ भी like even when I've had very good friends, right, at work, बहुत बार होता था that you go like जो water cooler conversation, तो मैं 10 मिनट करती हूँ, तो बहुत काम है, चलो, right? Of course there are days where I will dedicate time to like sit down with them,
Yeah.
talk, like
Yeah.
you know, share. But do I have the time and the mental bandwidth to do it every day? Probably not.
No.
I'm not saying men have a lot of time to do that, but at least I can tell you why women do it less.
Huh.
I can't comment on why men do it better. Because
But I
मेरे
like
साथ
that.
होता है यार, even when somebody's trying to kind of have a chit chat with me, let's do it for 10 minutes, and then I know यार मेरा काम है, so
हाँ.
I need to get back to that.
But आपको नहीं लगता कि काम better होता है when you have stronger informal relation?
You do, but do I have to dedicate time for it every day? Probably not.
Because I have seen this, and it used to happen in one of my companies कि हम काम कर रहे हैं, they go out for a smoke break, answer changed.
यार ये smoke break bonding ना is gender agnostic, I feel. I don't smoke, so I don't really know what happens in those smoke breaks. But our very deep friendships formed over smoke breaks, yes. Sometimes I used to feel, yeah, this is so unfair. But it's a lifestyle choice I have made.
But coming back to this discussion that we were having, right, on a couple of stuff, like there was a series of myths that I had put in mind, and who better than you to help me break it or tell me, right, whatever. So the first one is that because women have a lot more EQ, they cannot be better leaders.
नहीं यार, in fact if you look at all the study data that's coming in the last 10 years, it tells you that you need better EQ to be a better leader, right? I think what people confuse EQ for is, see, one is I look at your pain and I get emotional, right? And then everything becomes about my emotion, right? The second is I hear your pain, I feel it, and then I try to solve it for you. They're very different things, right? I think people use both these traits interchangeably when they define EQ, and I think that's where the problem is. Because if you come and tell me that, Sneha, I have this problem, right? And I get so engrossed in making it my own problem, then I can't help you. Then of course I can't be a good leader, because अगर मैं अपने बारे में ही रो रही हूँ पूरे टाइम तो मैं नहीं कर सकती हूँ, right? But if I'm able to empathize with you and say ki, okay, I hear you,
Yeah.
this is what we can do or this is what we cannot do. Like even if I have to kind of tell you that, listen, this is life,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Rudra, this is it, right?
Yeah.
Grow up and take
Yeah.
one and move on, right? Am I able to do that while giving you the comfort that I've understood and then saying this?
Yeah.
Right? I think that, to me, that is EQ. And I think if I don't have EQ, I can't be a good leader. So I actually think that statement is completely incorrect. But I think understanding the definition of EQ correctly is very important.
Makes sense. Makes sense. The other one is that women are.
You know, there's this very interesting. Sorry, I'm just digressing. There was this one podcast which I'm forgetting her name, Karishma.
Humans of Bombay.
Humans of Bombay, right? There's something she said, and it's just stayed with me, right? I think she'd met Ratan Tata, and she was talking about what a great man he is, etc., etc. And she said something. You know, the biggest thing he did for me is he changed my definition of an alpha male, right? Now, if you just think deeply about that statement, it breaks so many of the myths that, like the kind of myths that you're talking about, right? He's a very soft person, very high EQ, one of the greatest leaders the country has seen, right? So how can we say EQ and leadership is not connected? B, how can you say men don't have high EQ or only women have high EQ, right? So I think there are some of these people who are giving us live examples of how to do it right. It's up to us who we choose as our role models and, you know, like kind of follow them versus getting caught up in a lot of the fancy stuff that we see around.
Next thing is women are very bad negotiators.
That is true. And that's true for me also. I hate asking for things because for the longest time I kept saying, if I deserve it, they should just give it to me. Right? और ये समझने में बहुत टाइम लगा कि ऐसे तो कोई कुछ नहीं देता है, ठीक है?
कितना सही बोल रहे हो यार.
और उसके बाद, so I've had to work very hard in like negotiating for myself. I still think I do a very bad job, but maybe if I was like a 2, I'm now a 6. But I don't think I will ever get to a 10.
How did you improve?
Put myself out of my comfort zone. When I know कि यार यहाँ मुझे कम मिल रहा है, just say it. Right? One rule of negotiation that I learned, or maybe that's just my style, right? I feel you can't negotiate if you're not willing to walk away.
Nice.
Right? Because then क्या है? अगर फिर तो वो power equation है, जिसके पास ज़्यादा power है वही जीतेगा.
And if once you've in your head said that I will not walk away, you've given the power to that person.
Correct, right? So I think negotiate करने तभी बैठो when you're willing to walk away. And then be okay to live with that consequence. Because there will be that one job where you say, I will not come below this salary, and they will say, okay, don't, right? Then are you okay to live? Don't live with regrets.
Yeah.
मतलब अगर लगता है कि इसी में खुश हो तो ले लो, बट ये मुझे लगता है जो हाफ नेगोशिएशन होती है ना कि मैं कर भी रही हूँ बट मुझे पता है कि कुछ होने वाला नहीं है, आई थिंक उससे यू काइंड ऑफ पुट योर ओन value down. So either say ki, listen, I know this is less, but I'm willing to take it. So at least you establish that you're aware, you're not stupid, but it's a conscious choice you're making. Or negotiate and be willing to walk away. But yes, I do agree women are bad negotiators. I think it comes from the sense of feeling, we feel life should be fair. So हमें लगता है कि यार अगर मैं, like if I'm the best candidate, why am I not getting the best money, right? Or if I am the best performer, why am I not getting the highest bonus or something like that, right?
बट उस चक्कर में आपने कहीं पे इनइक्वालिटी देखी है बिटवीन जेंडर्स? आपने जो स्किल की बात की, इवन देन यू सी दैट योर सेम स्किल सेट्स, एवरीथिंग सेम, बट अ गाय गेटिंग पेड मोर.
Yes.
You seen it?
Yes. It's real. यार, और आई थिंक कुछ स्टडी आया था ना कि यूके गवर्नमेंट या यूएस गवर्नमेंट में कुछ आया था कि गवर्नमेंट में पे इक्वालिटी नहीं है. तो मुझे लगता है कि फिर हम कहाँ ही क्या ही कर रहे हैं. इफ आई फाइंड आउट, डू आई कॉल इट आउट, डू आई से आई शुड बी पेड मोर? यस, राइट. समटाइम्स आई हैव इवन फॉट फॉर इट, बट हैव आई ऑलवेज बीन ऑफर्ड द सेम मनी एज माई मेल कॉलीग्स?
Wow. It's scary and it's so bad and so like because you are an MBA, you have the same skill sets, you have a track record that is exceptionally good,
ये देखो
and
इसमें
then
थोड़ा सा ट्रिकी है, राइट? बिकॉज वाइल आर क्रीडेंशियल्स मे बी सेम, इज आर स्किल द सेम, ये क्वांटिफाई करना बहुत मुश्किल है.
ये ना मैं कहीं और पढ़ रही थी कि जो मैं बता रही थी ना आपको कि पढ़ाई में एजुकेशन वाइज में भी बराबरी चल रही है. देर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड एज एक्सपेरिमेंटल स्किल्स, एनवायरमेंटल एंड एक्सपेरिमेंटल स्किल्स दैट यू लर्न. बेसिकली जो आप अपने एनवायरनमेंट से सीखते हो और जो आप अपनी एक्सपीरियंस से सीखते हो. तो एक रिपोर्ट ये बोल रही थी कि जो विमेन है वो पढ़ाई में बहुत चीज़ें सीख लेती है, बट ये एक्सपेरिमेंट और एक्सपीरियंसेस में वो लैक कर जाती है, जिसकी वजह से जब जॉब पे वो परफॉर्मेंस की बारी आ जाती है तो पढ़ाई में जो सिखाया जाता है वो कर लेती है, बट बाकी चीज़ें नहीं कर पाती. मतलब जिस एग्जाम्पल्स कुछ ऐसे हो सकती है जैसे नेगोशिएशंस जैसे आपने बोला. दूसरी चीज़ ये हो सकती है कि
क्राइसिस मैनेजमेंट. करेक्ट. हो सकता है, आई एम श्योर, बट देन देयर आर आल्सो थिंग्स दैट वुमेन कैन डू बेटर. बट आई डोंट, फॉर एग्जांपल मल्टीटास्किंग, आई एम 100% श्योर वुमेन डू इट बेटर. नो, कोई मुझे कोई भी स्टैट ला के दे दे मैं मानूंगी नहीं. ठीक है, ये फैक्ट है.
If you want to make a work done, give it to a woman.
I think this has been established over multiple data points in my own life. Okay, I've seen people around. But I think we also don't pitch those skills as valuable skills.
Beautiful.
Right? Because we do it. हमें लगता है तो सब कर सकते हैं, but सब नहीं कर सकते हैं. जो हम कर सकते हैं वो सिर्फ हम कर सकते हैं. But how do we pitch it as a very valuable skill?
Yeah.
I think lately मैंने देखा है पिछले 4-5 साल में होने लग गया है, where multitasking is now a valued skill, decisiveness is a valued skill, right? And women are better at some of this. Intuition. हाँ, correct. But I think for the longest time जो जिसमें हम अच्छे थे हम उसको अच्छे से pitch ही नहीं कर रहे थे, और इसलिए भी उनकी इतनी वैल्यू नहीं हो रही थी. बट आई थिंक दैट्स चेंजिंग.
ये पे क्वालिटी में आई जस्ट रिमेंबर द सी सूट जो जॉब्स है, जो हायर बजट जॉब्स है, आई हैव सीन दैट लैंड अप विद मेन वे मोर देन women. When I say higher budget jobs is your CFOs, CEOs, right? Whereas CMOs or CHRO, ये जो relatively lower budget jobs land up with women. Do you see that stark difference as well, or it's just?
ये देखो, ये ना मुझे लगता है chicken and egg है.
हाँ.
Traditionally women have taken up more HR and marketing roles, right? And then they have not asked for more money. So क्या इसलिए वो वाले C-suite roles less paid रह गए? जबकि men have taken up more CEO, CFO roles and they have asked for more money. तो वो benchmark बढ़ता ही चला गया है.
Wow.
So I don't know what happened first. But if I had to take a bet, I think it's the former. क्योंकि देखो पहले से women started getting into HR marketing, हमने मांगा नहीं ज़्यादा सैलरी तो हमें कम ही मिलता गया. तो जब तक हम CMO, CHRO पे पहुँचे वो कम ही था. And then kind of that became the industry norm. But I am sure a male CHRO and a female CHRO get paid differently for the same sized organization.
Really?
Yes.
कितना डिफरेंस होता होगा?
यार मुश्किल है बताना, but I'm assuming all else equal.
हाँ.
15-20% तो होता ही होगा.
Wow, that's
But this is an interesting data point to find out. I'm sure there
might be something.
Study.
I'll look into it.
I think what would be interesting to see, same organization when they hire a male CHRO or a male CMO versus a female CHRO or a CMO. Do they pay them differently? पर यार वो बोलेंगे उसकी लास्ट सैलरी इतनी थी, ये थी, वो
हाँ वही you can't find the first paycheck.
Correct.
Makes sense.
Correct. But I'm sure, I'm quite confident that's happening. The other is also happening, probably in less intensity, in lower intensity.
Last एक question था कि women bosses are not the most, like they are not the best bosses to work with.
Rudra, I was the boss.
I knew it.
Is this feedback?
No. I knew it before asking this question. I shouldn't.
Shit. ये मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है मुझे बुला के यहाँ पे फीडबैक देने जा रहे हैं और I'm just kidding.
They say it in a there are exceptions. But
I'm not that exception. I know. I'm very self-aware.
I loved my boss, and that's why you're here. You started my career. But आपने ये सुना है कि यार ये boss, she's so difficult to work with.
Yeah.
Like,
यार तो देखो, मुझे लगता है कि all bosses are difficult to work with. I have not come across many people who are saying, oh, my boss is a saint and I absolutely love him or her. Right? हर कोई थोड़ा बहुत दुखी तो होता ही है. It's also because the position is such, right? Their job is to make you do things which you sometimes don't want. Correct? So I think it's like a parent-child relationship, right? Parents का काम होता है बच्चे से कुछ चीज़ें करवाना जो बच्चा हमेशा नहीं करना चाहता है. तो वो होगा. There will be a little bit of conflict. I think men bosses being difficult is the norm. So when you see a female boss being slightly difficult, again it's like वही ना वो आप टिफिन नहीं बना के लाए. It's a little bit of that, right? Because you are expecting them कि वो तो टिफिन बना के लाएंगे ही ना. So you end up noticing it more, talking about it more. But are they more difficult than male bosses? मुझे ऐसा नहीं लगता है. I've had both good and bad male bosses. I've had both good and bad female bosses. I think women, because they operate from a high efficiency space, they expect everybody to be as efficient. So I think that at least, and this is the case with me also, right? My tolerance for nonsense is low
minimum,
when I'm in work mode.
That's
Other
why I
than that,
prepared
ठीक है.
too
right?
much for this podcast.
Like on a normal day you're chit chatting, you can do all the random
Bullshit,
that you want to do, but जब काम पे हो तो थोड़ा ढंग से काम कर लो. I
Yeah.
think that expectation setting from a female boss is slightly more clearer.
Yeah.
I think expectation male boss की भी होती है. They cut you a little bit of slack.
Yeah.
Women kind of want to get to the point more quickly. But do people love pointing it out more? Yes.
So now you have taken up a new kind of a position, and it's very interesting to me because I've not heard it much. It's called fractional CMO.
Yes.
Like CMO का मतलब पता है Chief Marketing Officer, but what is this fractional CMO?
So I'll tell you why what it means and why I think why I wanted to do it, right? India is of course changing, right? A lot of startups are coming up, people are building their own businesses, especially in the consumer space. What I realize talking to founders is when they're young, by young I mean small in size, they're still kind of setting up. Not every founder comes from a marketing background, which means they need an advisor who can tell them how to go about things, what frameworks to use. See, everybody can make their own mistakes and learn it, but having an advisor or an expert can just make the process faster. But startups, till they hit a certain scale, I don't really need a full-time marketing person, senior person. So the thought process is somebody like me who has a little bit of experience in marketing, can I bring that experience to a bunch of young startups, which helps them in their journey. In return, I get to work on different problem statements. So it's very exciting, very challenging. I get to understand new industries. I'm also sometimes, what I've realized is it allows me to make connections. Like if I see something here, see something there, if there's synergy, I can make introductions, I can make connections. And that basically is a fractional CMO, where you get all the skills and knowledge of a CMO, but you get it at a fractional time and a fractional cost.
What are the typical some kinds of clients that you've worked with after this?
Bunch of them actually. I'll talk about some of the interesting ones. Since you are from Bombay, you know the snacks brand Chheda. So they are one of my clients, right? I mean, lovely legacy brand. Everybody in the city at least loves them, right? And when they're thinking about the next phase of growth, how can I help them in thinking through it from a packaging, product, positioning, advertising perspective. There is another brand called Origami. It's a tissue brand. Again, been around for years, number one in the category. But how do they think through the next 10 years? Where does the brand go from here? I also worked with much smaller startups who are kind of in this early sub 1
Yeah.
crore revenue
Yeah.
stage. There's a spice brand that I work with.
Hmm.
Who else? There's a retail brand that I work with. Very, very interesting, right? So they're trying to take metro supermarket experiences to smaller towns.
Yeah.
Great problem statements,
Yeah.
very smart founders, right? And how can I, because there are a lot of things which when you've done marketing for or any function for a very long is very obvious to you. And when you work with a lot of these founders, you realize it's not that obvious to everybody, and just kind of helping them fix those things
Yeah.
is also a good
But-
value driver.
When do you think a founder should actually look for a CM, a fractional CMO?
When they either have a brand problem or a consumer problem. Right.
Can you speak a little more?
So for example, let's say you have a product, you've put it out on Amazon, you've hit basic PMF,
Yeah.
but अब let's say scale नहीं हो रहा है, right? Which means आपका ICP definition को आपको sharp करना है, उस customer के लिए आप क्या extensions करना चाहते हो? Let's say you've seen PMF on Amazon, but now how do you take it to other channels? What are those other channels? So us stages, those are the early stages. The other would be when you've let's say hit 100 crore, 150 crore, and now you're kind of laying down the path for 500 crore, right? So
Yeah.
that journey is again very different. You might have to think large scale distribution, large campaigns, how do you get into OTT, what kind of partnerships that you bring to table. So that could be another stage when founders should think about it.
I think that is a wrap to this episode. It was such a soothing episode for me, and I was very, very nervous about this one. But thank you so much, Sneha ma'am, for joining.
No, I'm just kidding.
For having this conversation with me, and we'll hope to catch up soon.
Yes,
Done.
thank you.